here. Okay. Today, hi, Kari. Today, I want to talk about three different reasons why you are thinking about food 24/7. If you have constant food thoughts, if food is literally on your mind 24/7, you are going to really value this training. I used to be somebody that thought it was normal to think about food all day long. I would literally wake up and the first thought in my mind is like, what am I going to have for breakfast? And then I'd be eating breakfast and I'd be like, is this too many carbs? Should I have one egg? Should I have two eggs? Should I just have protein? Maybe I shouldn't have the oats because maybe that's going to be too much carbs because yesterday I had too many carbs. And then for lunch, if I want a sandwich, I'd be thinking about food so much. And I just thought it was normal. Like, doesn't everyone think about food? And the truth is, you should not be thinking about food all day long. Yes, you need to eat. You need to eat. Somebody just said, I no longer binge eat because of you. This is amazing. This is amazing. You need to eat, but food should not be the first thing on your mind. It shouldn't be what you're thinking about all day. And it should definitely not be the last thing that you think about before going to bed. Because life is too precious. Life is too precious for you to literally be thinking about food all day long. You've got more important things to focus on. Maybe you have a family, you have a career, you have a dream that you want to work towards. And if you're thinking about food 24/7, that is holding you back. You know, back in 2018, I had a really amazing job. I had an amazing relationship with my husband, and the constant food noise in my head was preventing me from living a life that felt like magic every single day. It prevented me from actually living a life where I could live out my dreams. You know, I've always envisioned that I would do really big things in the world. And I'm sure you have really big dreams and goals for yourself. But again, it's so hard to be the best at your career. It's really hard to be the best at feeling amazing in your own skin or being healthy and being a go-getter and going after what it is that you want in your life when you're thinking about food 24/7. So I'm going to share 3 reasons why you're thinking about food 24/7 and what you can do about it. And if you're excited, drop a party emoji down below. Drop a party emoji down below. Okay. Number 1, in no particular order, the first reason why you're thinking about food all day long, 24/7, is thanks for the party emoji. I love it. You are not actually eating what you want to be eating. You're focused more on what should I be eating versus what actually sounds good. What am I actually craving? And so true. Yes. So I literally always enjoyed eating healthy, right? Like I've always felt really good nourishing my body. And when I would go to work, this was back in 2018, I would go to work and I would pack these nutritious meals. Oh, I just saw Lizzie popped on. Hi, Lizzie. I would pack myself these nourishing, healthy meals. And I enjoyed them, right? Like broccoli, chicken, rice. I enjoyed that. But it would have honestly tasted so much better if I allowed myself to, have a little bit more flexibility. If I wanted chili one day, if I wanted a stew, something different. And instead I was like, well, you should get in your protein and you should get in your vegetables. And it felt like I was just boxing myself in. And if you want this easy, effortless, peaceful, intuitive relationship with food, you can't be boxing yourself into what you think you should be eating. How often do you tell yourself, well, you should have the protein and you should have the vegetables and you should eat this, when let's say you really want, you really want stew for dinner, you really want a chili for dinner with some bread, and you're like, oh, well, you probably shouldn't have that. And then so you end up having your plain chicken, your plain broccoli, and your plain rice. And although you enjoy it, it's like, it would have been so much better if I just allowed myself to have the stew or the chili or whatever it is. And this could even be with snacks as well, too. If for a snack, you're like, well, I should probably have some Greek yogurt because I got to get my protein in. But you're like, I don't really feel like that. You force yourself to have the Greek yogurt and you're like, that wasn't even satisfying. So then you're actually thinking about food so much more because you're not satisfied. You're like, what else can I have? Like, what else can I eat? And then this is where you go back to the pantry and you're like, what else can I eat? So if you want to collapse the amount of time that you're actually thinking about food, start actually eating what it is that you desire. And you might say, I don't know what I want to eat. You do know what you eat. You do know what you want to eat, but judgment is getting in the way. Diet culture thoughts are getting in the way, but you shouldn't have that. Never forget this one time I was at my parents' house and I know that there was leftover pizza in the fridge. And if you're enjoying this, send some hearts. Send some hearts. And let me know in the chat box if you're loving this. So I was at my parents' house and I knew that there was leftover pizza in the fridge and I wanted the pizza. I really wanted the pizza. Charlotte says super helpful. I'm loving this. Okay, amazing. So I knew that there was pizza in the fridge. And I remember opening up the fridge and I wanted the pizza, okay? But I was judging myself for wanting the pizza. And so I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, what should I have for lunch? As if I didn't know. I was like, I can't really decide. I knew what I wanted. I wanted permission from my mom to tell me it's okay to eat the pizza because I was judging myself for wanting the pizza. So I was pretending I was oblivious. I'm like, I don't know. What should I eat? Oh, there's some pizza. And she's like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know. Can you help me decide? And she's like, well, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know. Deep down, I knew. But I wanted her to say, you can have the pizza for permission. And so you know what it is that you're wanting. If you want the bowl of pasta, if you want the pizza, and this doesn't even have to be like quote unquote unhealthy foods. Like if you want a smoothie for breakfast, have the smoothie for breakfast. Instead of saying, oh, but is that too much sugar? It's like, have what it is that you're actually wanting. Because if you have the plain egg whites for breakfast, you're not going to feel satisfied. And then you're going to be thinking about food until lunch. Okay, so that's the first reason. That's the first reason why you're thinking about food all day long. Okay. So somebody dropped in the chat, Charlotte said, my issue is that when I try moderating snacks, I genuinely can't have one cookie without eating the pack. Okay, so here's the problem. I don't want you to say only one cookie. That is so unrealistic. With love. I'm saying this with love. I just get very passionate. It's so unrealistic to be like, you're just going to have one cookie. That is not satisfying. You're probably not even full. Like one cookie, like that's literally nothing. So instead of telling yourself you can only have one cookie, you can only have one cookie, because that creates pressure. It creates deprivation. And then what ends up happening, Charlotte, is when you do go for a second one, because the first one, obviously just one is not going to be satisfying enough, you go get a second one, and in your head, you feel like, oh my gosh, I messed up. I didn't stick to the plan. And then you say F it. And so it's not about just have one, because we don't like rules. When you tell yourself, you can only have one cookie, you want the whole box. When you tell yourself don't have the chocolate, all you want is the chocolate. And so what I recommend to my clients is, can you maybe create like a snack plate? So maybe you have a few cookies, but you have something else to satisfy you. So maybe you have some cookies, and then maybe you also have like some fruit or some cheese and crackers or some yogurt on the side. Like, can you create this nourishing plate of other foods so you're not just having cookies? Because let's be honest, anyone who just eats cookies, like one cookie is literally for like a child. Like it's literally not enough. And so add other things. Don't just say, I'm going to have cookies, because then, of course, you're going to have the whole box. Have other nourishing meals, chocolate with strawberries. Yes. I love, I'll do like dates with almond butter and melted dark chocolate, and then even having some cashews on this side with maybe some fruit. So a little bit of everything. It's just like so much better, so much more satisfying. Yes, Stacy said, when I'm buying Oreos, I feel like I have to eat them today because I got to do better tomorrow. And the thing is, that is what creates the binge cycle. I better eat it all now because tomorrow I won't be able to have it. And this is where instead, yes, the snack plate gives more variety than just looking at the Oreos. Exactly. But also, it's like you can have the Oreos tomorrow. You can have the Oreos next week. But when it's this mindset of, I messed up, I shouldn't have had the Oreos today, again, that's when it's the Last Supper mentality. You feel like this is the last time. This is the last time that I'm going to have a Oreo. So I'm not going to just have one. I'm going to have like 5. No, you can have the Oreo tomorrow if you want. And here's the truth. This happens to so many of my clients. When you actually tell yourself that you can have those foods tomorrow, you will get to a point where you actually genuinely don't want them. But when you tell yourself, no, you're not allowed, you're not allowed, you're not allowed, you want them even more. Shouldn't you keep temptation out? No. And I know you just joined the binge for a year, and I'm going to talk about this, but keeping trigger foods out of the house makes you think about those foods so much more. Think about a relationship with somebody, okay? If you want to build a strong, deep relationship with somebody and you never talk to them, you never spend time with them, you never hang out with them, how do you build that trust? You can't build trust. You don't know that person, right? You're always going to have anxiety when you meet this person because you don't spend a lot of time with them. But if you actually spent time with somebody, you've built a relationship with them, you've learned about them, you feel so much more calmer when you're around them. Food stop being triggering when you actually allow yourself to have them. Never cut trigger foods out of the house. Okay, this is completely off topic. I want to get to my points here, but I can talk about this for hours. This is what I do in all my coaching calls with my clients, especially if you guys are inside of the membership. You get a monthly Q&A with me. We're actually going to come on Zoom and we actually chat back and forth. So if you're not yet in the membership, get inside of the Root and Rewire membership. But see, the thing is, people think trigger foods, cut them out. That doesn't help you build a better relationship. That just leaves those foods continuously being triggering. So instead, it's not about, okay, Charlotte, go buy chocolate and ice cream and cake and brownies and everything. I don't recommend that strategy because that's not even smart, right? You're not going to feel good if you have all these foods in the house. But what I mean is, like, if you're like, you know what? I really love dried mangoes. Then allow yourself to have the dried mangoes. That is very different than I'm going to keep all trigger foods out of the house. And it's also very different than I'm going to buy 25 million different trigger foods in the house. So you can start with one, right? You can start with one, build up that self-trust, and then you can keep adding things. But I've had literally clients tell me, like, Lorna, I can't keep bread in the house. If I have bread in the house, I'm going to binge on it. And I've worked through this process where we slowly add it in, you build up trust, you heal your relationship with that food, you rewire your brain to stop thinking that that food is bad. And then as a result, you build up so much trust. Now, this client of mine, she's like, I'm able to have bread whenever I want with some almond butter. And it literally feels effortless. You're not going to have that peaceful, intuitive, balanced relationship with food if you're always fearing it, if you're always depriving yourself from it. How can you build up that beautiful trust? You can't. Karen says, this is so healing. There's so much shame around this. I see you. Okay, we're moving on. So the first reason why you're thinking about food 24/7, and are you guys loving this? Let me know in the chat box. Are you loving this? The first reason you're thinking about food 24/7 is because you are not actually allowing yourself the foods that you want. Okay, number two. Definitely. So amazing. I am loving this. Okay, perfect. Okay, number two, the second reason why you are thinking about food 24/7. You are waiting too long to eat. So, if you have ever gone a long period of time without eating, all you're doing is thinking about food. Your stomach is growling and you're like you're either intentionally pushing it off, or maybe you're like, I have a hair appointment, then I got to drop my son off here and I got to do this and I got to do this. Next thing you know, you're out of the house for 5 hours and you're like, I'm so hungry. I literally am going to eat my stomach. So if you're either unintentionally, like it accidentally happened where you were just out of the house for a really long time and now you're ravenous and you're starving, you're going to think about food, or you intentionally are trying to deprive yourself, this is going to cause you to think about food so much more. So I used to be terrified of eating in front of other people. I used to hate eating in front of other people. And so when I was at work, I used to never eat in front of other people. And I would literally just like go hours and hours and hours without eating. And then, of course, I would be thinking about what am I going to eat when I get home? I'm so hungry. And then I would drive home like a maniac, be so hungry, stand up in my like right by the pantry, standing up, eating so fast because I was so deprived. And of course, you're going to be thinking about food if you're hungry. Think about this. If you literally have to go to the bathroom and there's no bathroom where you are, my husband and I just got back from Costa Rica. And we were driving and there were like no bathrooms in sight for a really long time. And I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. Of course, you're going to think about having to go to the bathroom when you can't go and it's been a really long time. The same thing with your relationship with food. If you haven't eaten for hours, of course, you're going to be thinking about food. So you don't want to go too long without eating. As soon as you feel like I'm hungry, honor that. And if you're going to be traveling, if you're going to go to the hair appointment, you're going to go here, you're going to go shopping, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, have snacks with you. Like, be prepared. You don't want to go unprepared because then you're going to be thinking about food so much more. Okay, number three. Drop 3 in the chat if you're still with me. Drop 3 in the chat if you're still with me. The third reason why you are thinking about food 24/7 is because a comment was said to you about your body, or you're uncomfortable in your own skin. Marie said, I forgot I followed you. I don't binge anymore. Heck yes! This is so exciting. You know, people come to me to completely heal their relationship with food. And it's just amazing to see all of you guys comment like, you helped me heal my relationship with food. I don't binge anymore. This is the greatest. This is the greatest gift. Yes, Stacey, yes, like, or both. Yes. So for me personally, a comment was said to me about the fact that I was fat. And this was when I was in grade 8. And if you've ever had a comment that was said to you about your body, thunder thighs, you're big, you're fat, your arms look massive, whatever it is, that thought literally gets ingrained into your brain and it is all you think about. So you're going to put your breakfast together and all you hear is you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. You're going to grab a cookie and you're like, thunder thighs, thunder thighs, thunder thighs. Like that thought gets ingrained into your brain. That comment gets ingrained into your brain. And so when somebody called me fat in grade 8, every time I looked in the mirror, I'm like, you're fat. Every time I was going to go eat, and I was like, should I eat that? But somebody told me I'm fat and I don't want somebody to say that comment to me again. And then you overthink your food choices. Or even if nobody has made a comment to you, which I'm sure many of you guys have had comments. But even when you're uncomfortable in your own skin, you're like, oh, I'm so bloated. I don't like the way that I look. You are going to overthink your food choices. Somebody who feels so freaking incredible in their own skin does not overthink their food choices. They just simply eat when they're hungry. They have the cookie when they want because they feel good in their own skin. And so when you're uncomfortable in your own skin, this is when you're like, should I eat that? Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, but I really want it. But do I need it? What are the calories? Where's the protein? Da-da-da-da. All of the crazy food thoughts. And so a huge aspect of healing your relationship with food and quieting the food noise is also healing the relationship that you have to your body image. When I healed my body image, I stopped thinking about my food. When I got to a point where I felt so confident in my own skin, I wasn't questioning what should I have for breakfast. I wasn't questioning, should I make my pancakes for breakfast or should I just have eggs? It was like, what do I feel like? So you have to heal the relationship with your body. And this is why I talk about rewiring your brain. This is why I have the Root and Rewire membership to rewire your brain. If you had a comment that was said to you, you're fat or, thunder thighs or whatever it is, you have to rewire that. If you're feeling uncomfortable in your own skin and you're like judging every single thing that you eat, you have to rewire your brain so that you can actually just eat without judgment, eat without obsession. I know you desire a balanced, effortless relationship with food, and that is not going to come by you trying to control everything that you eat. It's going to come with you releasing judgment, allowing yourself to eat what it is that you want, and building up trust with yourself in your body. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Somebody said, how can we heal while losing weight? Well, I want you to think about it this way. Imagine if you no longer binge. Imagine if you no longer self-sabotage with food. Imagine if you no longer went into the pantry and finished an entire box of cookies every time you were stressed. You would not be consuming thousands of calories. And so, as a result of no longer binging and self-soothing with food and emotionally eating and overeating, not only are you going to be consuming less calories, and it's not even about the calories, but that will happen, but also you're not going to be doing this thing that is so hard on your body. Overeating is extremely hard on your body. The reason why, the clients that I work with, I don't focus specifically on weight loss. I help you heal your relationship with food, but I've had clients be like, I feel so much better in my own skin. Why? They're not binging. Why? They're no longer overeating. They easily eat when they're hungry and they stop when they're full. So they're less bloated, they're less inflamed, and they naturally release weight because they're actually healing their relationship with food. They're working on their habits and their self-love and their routines that make them feel so good. I'm trying to eat intuitively. I just accidentally eat anything I want, like a bunch of junk. And see, the thing is, that's not intuitive eating. So intuitive eating, the way I teach intuitive eating is not eat whatever you want, because you're gonna feel like crap. And I know you care about your health. You care about feeling amazing in your own skin. You want to be productive. You want high energy. I know I want that. I'm like, I want to be the best person I can be. I want to live a long life. I want to be present with my husband when I have kids one day. Like I want to be the energizer mom that's like, that takes really good care of herself and can run around with my kids. So I'm not going to eat just whatever I want, but I do honor my cravings. But that doesn't look like eating whatever I want. That means like, okay, you had some chocolate, but let's also get in some nourishing meals. It's this beautiful balance. Because intuitive eating is not eat whatever you want. Intuitive eating is also, I want to feel really good, so I'm going to have a nourishing lunch. It's really finding that beautiful balance. So, to summarize, the 3 reasons why you're thinking about food 24/7 is you're not actually eating what it is that you want. Number 2, you're waiting too long to eat. And then number 3, you haven't actually done the work to heal your body image, or there was a specific comment that was said to you that needs rewiring. So if you found this helpful, come join us inside of the Root and Rewire membership. It's a 6 or 12-month program. And the reason I put 6 or 12 months is because I am not here to help you have a few good days with food. Like, no, I am here to transform your life. I want you to have this easy, effortless, balanced relationship with food for the rest of your life. I want to help you sustainably end binge eating for good. I want you to be part of a badass community of other ladies who get you, that will help you feel less alone, that will celebrate you every single time that you stop eating when you're full. They will celebrate you every single time you didn't emotionally eat. They'll also pick you back up when maybe you're having a bad body image day. They're like, I get you. You're not alone. I see you. And for the month of January, when you join this month, you're actually going to get an exclusive challenge where I'm helping my clients with their habits and routines. We're doing a fun little challenge inside of the membership. And all of my clients love this, like setting yourself up to have these habits and routines. So somebody says, how is that different than the 5-day training? 5 days. You guys, let's be honest, okay? 5 days is not going to heal a 10-year battle with food. That's a kickstart. I did the 5-day training. There's so much information in there. Like, it's so valuable. Like, it will literally change your life. I've had people go through the 5-day program and they're like, holy shit, this changed my eyes. Like, Lorna, you're the only person that gets me. I actually have actual, tangible tools to heal my relationship with food. But there's only so much you can do in 5 days, right? Like, of course we know that, right? Like healing your relationship with food, rewiring your brain, like I said, building up that trust with your body, with yourself, getting back in tune with your hunger and fullness cues is going to take a lot longer than just 5 days, right? Like, let's be honest. The 5-day training is already there. Yes, you can jump in right away. Lizzie just joined today. She's on. Yes, you can jump in right away to the 5 days, but there's no coaching with me. So if you're like, I want to be able to ask you specific questions, I want to be part of a community of people that actually get me. I want to feel like I can have this balanced, easy, effortless, intuitive, calm relationship with food, and I want your support. I want to be part of a community, then definitely come and join us inside of the Root and Rewire membership. This is a full program with me. I've had clients that have come into the membership and completely transformed their relationship with food. Like one client came to me like secret eating, all or nothing mentality, always overeating. And because through the coaching, so coming on Zoom, actually chatting back and forth about your specific relationship with food, watching the trainings, getting plugged into the community, she was able to actually say for the first time in her life, I had the best Christmas. I had the best Thanksgiving. And while everyone is saying, oh my God, I'm so full, she's like, I'm not. She's like, I was able to stop when I'm full. And this is what's going to happen when you actually do the work to heal your relationship with food and rewire your brain. So if you have any more questions about the membership, You can message me and we can chat back and forth. But this is the place to be, 6 or 12 months, because I want to help you end this for good. I've had so many clients that have tried therapists, nutritionists, dietitians, and they're like, I just want somebody who's actually been through binge eating. Like, Lorna, anytime I'm watching your trainings, you just get me. It's like you're speaking directly to me and I get you. So if you've not yet joined, come join us inside of the Root and Rare membership. It's going to be incredible. The badass community is ready to welcome you with open arms. And it's such a safe place where you feel truly at home. Like, these people finally get you. So any questions, feel free to message me, but have an amazing rest of your day, you guys. And we'll see you soon. Okay. You can just message me. Message me for the link. I'll literally just drop it in your inbox right away. Yeah, just message me for the link to the membership and I'll send it to you. I'm here. I got your back. Just message me. All right, you guys. Bye, Charlotte. Have an amazing rest of your day, you guys, and we'll see you soon. Okay. Bye.